Yo! World's Nation, welcome into alles Mannschaft of Man United fans, bis Deutsche, and welcome to all my brothers and sisters. Welcome to all of you, the community, all the Manchester United global fans. Shout out to each and every one of you. Red Devil mode is on, and of course, the Manchester United summer is getting hotter and hotter by the moment. Right now, what I can tell you is, I've been saying it for a long time. Man United's priority right now, this moment is Baleba. And until that deal gets done, it's going to be a wait for Donnarumma, for any other player who is interested in coming to Man United. And guys, I know a lot of people have not been telling you the truth. They've been hyping you on the price points of Donnarumma's deal because it's so good and it's so easy to do the deal. But they did not warn you that Man United are focused on Believer and no other deals will happen until this deal is done. Man United is ready to launch a bid, and I told you about it yesterday, £78 million plus £22 million in add-ons. It could be flexible, it could flexible and change, but currently £78 million puts Believer as the record-breaking, historically most expensive African signing in Premier League history, and Man United are ready to launch this bid official. Guys, I can't get any more excited. You know what I mean? It's been a long, hard day at work, so my energy levels are not that hyped. But I'm telling you guys, this Belieber deal is going to land. I'm telling you now. And when we land Belieber, everyone's asking questions if Man United is ready for the season will get their answers in spades. How are you feeling, guys? Big up to Fred the Red in the building. Fred says, I heard Donnarumma that after buying three players on Klarna and over three payments, I believe I'm a believer. We still have 140 million on credit card to get two more players over the line. Hint, hint. Whoa, we spoke about this, guys. I told you guys about this last Friday. And I'm telling you today, the Donnarumma dealers are possible. He's speaking with Man City, but is things going to take a period of time, giving Man United enough time to seal the Believer deal in the next 24 hours, and then, you know, give Man City the hijack shock that Spurs gave Arsenal for Eze? Guys, it will get very, very interesting. Of course, you're not the only one who wants Belieber. The manager is definitely fervently, as the report states, fervently hinting and pushing the board to make this deal a reality, and it's partly the reason why we extended that £300 million credit line. You know what I mean? They're showing ambition right now. I can't make this argument that they are not. I could only honestly say that we have been showing ambition. You know what I'm saying? Bro, it's been a techie one, guys. But Man United have shown a lot of ambition with the last two signings they have made, and with this fourth signing that they are about to make a reality. And guys, we can no longer say that they don't want to win things. We can only say that they are making an attempt to get the job done. They promised, and they must deliver. So I can say to you guys a lot of nice things, but realistically, sorry about that, but realistically, it's going to be a situation where Man United are pushing for this deal. Ruben Amorim is pushing for Belieber, and of course, I'm telling you right now, because we extended the credit line, it's more likely that Belieber will get done. Will we get time to do the Donnarumma deal or to make a bit gasp effort to secure him from Man City? I can't guarantee that. But what I can tell you is if this Belieber deal is announced in the next 24 hours, we have time. We will have enough time to get the Donnarumma deal hijacked. Because what I can tell you all, previous reports state that we have spoken to Donnarumma's camp. There were discussions on personal terms, albeit verbal agreements. So I guess that it's not going to be a problem. Man United knows what The player wants. The player knows what Man United is offering. So it's an easy deal to do, guys. I will not panic, and I implore you guys not to panic as well, because I don't believe that there's any reason for any of you to panic over the fact that Man City is speaking to Donnarumma. And if he goes to Man City, at the end of the day, he was an opportunity that presented himself. And I told you guys this repeatedly. So, more importantly, guys, Garnacho, I hear the deal with Chelsea could be done in the next coming hours. There's a possibility that it could happen tomorrow because Man United is pushing for the player to move. We're apparently going to give Chelsea the player for £40 million and not 45 like we were trying to push for, basically, just to get him off the books. The next pressure point is getting Jadon Sancho off the books, guys. But like I tell you guys, when we get Garnacho sold, Baleba comes in through the door. Sancho will be forced out, as he should be. There are reports that Galatasaray is interested. Fenerbahce is also considering a move. And even reports coming in that Besiktas are lining up a bid. I thought Oli never wanted this guy. It's weird, huh? You know what I'm saying? Breaking news, Man United rejected our opening bid and they are going in with us with a second bid by Thursday. Well, guys, if you were listening to me initially, I would say to you last weekend, over the weekend, I said to you £65 million, possibly plus £25 million. That would be the initial bid that was rejected. The second bid that's going in is what I'm talking about currently, which should be official, £78 million plus 22 million in add-ons, taking the grand total to £100 million. I believe this will be this is the second bid, and this is the bid that will be accepted. I mean, ah, a lot of things, guys. Not always the first bid, the second bid is not always the official bid that's made, that's public and publicized. Sometimes the publicized bid is the winning bid, unless there's competition for the player. But what I can tell you guys is that Man United have been in heavy discussions consistently with the players' camp, with Brighton over the last 7 days, and it's something that I can almost taste the fact that we will be signing Benjamin Sesko. I mean, Carlos Baleba, toot, toot my lied. I'm sorry, guys. You know what I mean? But I'm confident in this move, guys. It's not because of anything else, but if there's one thing that makes me confident is the news that Man United has extended their current credit line past £300 million. Big up to Admiral Drex in the building. Shout outs to you, homie. And shout outs to Frankie, Glory, Glory, Man United. Fred the Red, big up to you, my brother. You know how it is. You know what I mean? The media is a little bit behind. I think they're just milking the transfer window for all that they can get out of it. Of course, we know these guys, they definitely have to make their monthly payments to rent and whatnot. It's expensive to survive, guys. You know how it goes. But I would assure you that this is the bid I've been talking about the last 2 days is definitely the second bid. At least this is what I have been told, because initially the bid would have been, to me, it was supposed to be around a 90 million fee, but we're going to have to go up some more money. So this is why I said to you, from 65 plus 25, I went up to 78 plus 22. Now, guys, it's going to be interesting to see. Let's hope that this second bid is accepted, because I know once it's officially announced, it means that this is the bid that is going to be a done deal. And it's just going to be a matter of discussion over the price points. And when I say the price points, I mean the payment plan and structure over the player's contract for the add-ons. So, guys, yeah, exhausted watching Marken for some top news to rejuvenate. Big up, bro. Mark Davies in the building. Are we going to get the Brighton midfielder? What did I say about Sesko, bro? I told you Sesko is coming. Don't stress. He will be here. And he is. And I'm telling you now, Man United manager Ruben Amorim is pushing. He is pushing. He's knocking the door of the board. He's coming in every morning, every lunchtime, and before they leave work, to let them know they must get this deal done. And I'm telling you now, they are facing that pressure and they are wanting to get this deal done even more because this manager is demanding it and they know if they give it to him because they are backing him and this is their guy, he will get their job done. And of course, if they want to stay on trajectory with a challenge for 2028, we must get Believer this summer. I mean, I would say to you that that Donnarumma is not a make or break situation. If we don't get Donnarumma, so be it. We get Sen Lamens, and that will be a good situation. He be groomed into the starting keeper. We move on and see what's in the market and what opportunity persists possibly in January or in the next summer. But guys, right now the main focus and priority is Carlos Baleba. And if you can't believe it now because I'm telling you guys, he is going to be putting on that red kit very, very soon. Shout out to Danny B in the building. I know, bro. It's been a up and down market like a roller coaster, but the roller coaster is about to get to the real big drop. You know what I'm saying? Has Gary Gera signed a new contract for Valencia? To be honest, bro, I didn't check the updates on Javi Guerra. I was just a little bit focused on the Carlos Baleba and the Donnarumma news, but I will give you an update on that tomorrow. I apologize, broski. I really didn't check that information. Of course, I was just excited to get home in time to have my stream on time, more or less. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll check that for you tomorrow. I'll definitely give you guys an update on Javi Guerra and all the other possible midfielders. Of course, we were said to be interested in hijacking the Hayden Hackney deal. I will give you an update on that as well tomorrow. But right now, I am telling you now, everything's focused on Baliba. This this mark, from one mark to another mark, I hope that he starts against Arsenal. But I'm not sure if Amarim is going to start him. I just have this sneaky feeling that he will come into the game around the 60th minute. But you know, I think if he starts him, we win. If not, it's going to be a long game. We might get a draw, or we'll never know. We might still sneak something in. I think it might need another 20 million top that price mark. We need to blast their expectations. Well, Gavin, normally, Gavin, I would definitely agree with you on that because Brighton is a difficult team to do business with, but the player reached out to Man United to agree personal terms, which means that the player is also pushing for this move to Man United because Man United, after that one conversation, gave that player so much to think about with what they possibly offered him in personal terms, which I tell you was agreed during that phone call verbally, right? And that intermediary phone call where they had agreed personal terms verbally, I'm telling you now, this player is pushing this move. So this kind of puts Brighton's ass down a notch. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And we will have to see what goes on there because realistically, I can tell you, I do expect it to be £100 million deal. I was hoping for £90 million. But if it does rise, I don't think it's going to rise to like 110, 120 because that would not bode well for Brighton in the market next summer. It wouldn't bode well for Brighton in the market this summer. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But like I say to you guys, 100 million is what I'm hearing is the actual price point that they expect a total package of. So we'll see how it goes. Shout out to Fred the Red. Yo, Frankie, Fred answers your question. He says Guerra signs a new contract at Valencia till 2029. Yeah, I guess that was what we missed. Big up to Frankie in the building. You know what I mean? So, guys, interesting times, interesting moves. Man United is definitely attempting to get the job done. What are you guys thinking? How are you guys feeling so far? What are your thoughts so far on the players that we have signed in this window? What do you expect to see? Of course, the match preview is coming up on Friday evening, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about it. It's going to be a call-in match previews. All the match previews now will feature a calling segment where all of you can call in and give your predictions for the game. You could even ask your questions live and ask, whatever you want to ask about that encounter or whatever your thoughts is on the encounter, and we will discuss it. So, guys, stay tuned for that. That's coming up on Friday. Match preview Fridays, guys. Of course, we will have one or two match previews on Thursdays because, of course, we don't have Europe. So, Man United will feature in a Friday game. You know what I mean? And of course, there will be some Saturday games as well. So we will be we will be trying to do all the match previews on a Friday, and of course, the odd day that it isn't, and the game is on a Friday, the match preview will be on the previous Thursday. So just to update you guys on the content that's coming through, and big up to Great One who says Friday is a fire tag, and I will be there. I will call in, of course. Big up to you. It's a fire tag for me as well, broski. You know what it is. You know what I'm saying. So let's see how it goes. Frankie says he doubts it. Big up. So I got my brother Bally Tech in the background, guys. Let's hear what Bally Tech. I know Bally Tech wants Believer. He's ready to blow the bank. He doesn't care what we spend, and of course, I don't really care either. But at the same time, you know what I mean. Let's hear his opinion on what's going on with Don. Like I told you all before. Don't worry about it. City is negotiating. Donnarumma is looking for a move away. It's not guaranteed yet unless they seal the deal. And if they have, I really don't think it's a big deal for Man United, to be fair. I'd rather make sure we seal the Belieber deal. So, Bally, Broski,
Yo,
what you saying,
big up.
man?
Not much, man. I'm just eagerly awaiting what should be done. Like, in my personal opinion, if we don't get this one done, we fully drop the ball. We know the midfield is in a state of disrepair. It's kind of like the leaky roof at Old Trafford. It's just leaking. Your missus is trying to cook. You're trying to watch some TV. You got the rainwater leaking on your electrics. It's very dangerous. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, we need to bring this young man in. He's going to improve the midfield. He's going to take us to another level in terms of physicality, in terms of duels, in terms of winning the ball high up the pitch, in terms of helping us sustain pressure against our opponents. We are going to absolutely, and do you know what? Yeah, I've come to the conclusion that if we don't sort out the midfield, it's going to nerf our attack. So whilst the attack is looking saucy going forward, if we're unable to get a hold of the midfield, it's going to nerf the attack. I believe the attack can score far more goals if we have a solid midfielder there. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
i- in order not to waste a year of Ineos investment money, they need to spend more money to make sure that the attack looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So if it was me, I would throw in a central defensive defender as well. But maybe that has to be next year. You can't spend all the money in the world. However, I will definitely blow the remaining budget on Belieber,
I
100%.
hear that, bro. I hear that. I hear that. The man say you can't spend all the money in the world in one summer. But you know that like I'm joking and we laughing and we talking, guys. But really and truly, shout out to Frankie. Frankie says it's true what Bali is saying. Midfielders are required. 100%. Big up to Rick Harper in the building. Yo, great one taking real shots at you, broski. You see, I was scared the stream was about to be demonetized now, bro. But you know what you doing now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do agree with you. I think we need a platform to build from in order to really make the attack work. And giving Bruno and Cunha and Mbumo a player like that has so much energy and quality in Baliba and so much football and intelligence that you're going to give them all the opportunities in the world to hurt teams. Yeah. And knowing that you have a guy like this whose energy is almost like never ending, like sort of like Kante, and he's physical as well, so he will stop players. You know what I mean? And he can play a pass from deep. it definitely adds a new dimension to this Man United midfield. And I'm looking forward to Man United securing this deal. And I would say with some sense of certainty that I expect this deal to get done in the next 24 hours. At least to hear confirmation that they've agreed terms, all terms agreed with Brighton, and they're just working on the possible payment plan over the course of his seasons. But like I said to you guys, losing out on Donnarumma, if we do lose out on Donnarumma, and I'm saying if because if Man United gets this deal done in the next 24 hours with Baleba, there is a chance for Donnarumma still. But like I said, Bali, I don't know what your thoughts is on that because, like, for me, it is what it is. It was an opportunity. If we don't get Donnarumma, we don't get him. But we most certainly we must secure Baleba.
I mean, I just believe that if we get Belieber, then it goes to solve a lot of issues. However, would Donnarumma be the cherry on the cake? I believe so, because obviously he's an experienced goalkeeper. He won everything that there was to win in world football. As far as clubs are concerned, they pretty much won everything last year. And obviously, if he came to us, he would be pushy. He's a title winning keeper, Champions League winning keeper. These man will be pushing for the title. That's what I think. I think with the one game a week and everything else, they will try to take our defense, our midfield, and attack to another level. And they will all have the mentality of winners already. So why not? If he's going to bring that winning mentality to the club, if he's going to bring standards to the club, if he's going to bring all of this type of stuff in, then bring him in. Because at the end of the day, one game a week is the easiest title run that we could have wished for under rubbish circumstances. We're not playing in Europe, and that's not the greatest thing. We're not going to hear the Champions League music. We're not going to hear the Europa League music. We're not going to hear any form of European music. Unfortunately, this current campaign. However, we can make our rivals pay for playing God knows how many games a week. We can make them pay for that. But we've just got to have our players fit and raring to go with the right mentality. And I'm a firm believer of what Ineos, the pledge that Ineos made when they first came in, when they said, we're going to give you 2 seasons, and if you're rubbish, then you're out. And I just think that if players are going to come to Manchester United, if we have a standard here and we need that standard to be upheld, and if you're going to play rubbish for 2 seasons, we need to get rid of you, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I hear that, bro. Can't disagree there. Shout outs to Stephanie Griffith in the building. Says Mark and Bali Tech. Love that. Big up to you, Steph. Not going to hear the sound of music either, 100%. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next couple hours, guys, and in the next couple days because, Man United are steady awaiting that bid from Chelsea for Alejandro Garnacho. And of course, they are waiting some bids because after rejecting Roma, who was willing to pay 30 million for the Jadon Sancho, it seems that the only options open to Sancho currently right now are in Turkey. Juventus is has everything set. They have an agreement with the player. They have a fee verbally agreed with Man United, but they are yet to trigger that option. They are looking around the market for alternatives. And while they are, clubs like Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, and Ole Gunnar's Besiktas are showing some interest in the winger. Will this be the week that we get Sancho out of Manchester United? I certainly hope so, guys,
You know
because
what's funny about Sancho, right?
mm,
Anthony, we know he's kind of holding out for Betis. For whatever reason, he's just holding out for Betis. For whatever
not
reason.
really, but he has not a bid from the other clubs that interested haven't actually bid or tried to talk personal terms. They all waiting for the last 2 weeks of the summer. Two clubs in Germany, two clubs in Spain. But Betis, they genuinely can't off they genuinely they were able to afford something like 25 million euros, and then they were planning to give add-ons for another 30 million euros or something like that over the course of 5 seasons, but Man United rejected the offer. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because he's a play like you're asking us to give him away at that sort
exactly,
of price. And he's a guy who came in and immediately started cooking for your team. So if
exactly.
what is the that's like saying, right? Yeah, you've gone to get a makeover and the makeover artist is saying, "Oh, so what's the occasion?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm going to see one of my exes." And then they're like, "Okay, well, this is what it's going to cost." And you're like, "Oh, it's too much." And then he's like, "Okay, so if I can make you look your best, what's that worth to you?" So at the end of the day, Betis need to know that Anthony is going to take their team up a few more levels. Anthony helped them go to the final of the Conference League. And
Hmm.
at the end of the day, you can't just get him for free. Like,
Facts.
pay a bit of money, or Anthony should accept other deals from other places, which is what I've been
Well,
reading. That the club are pushing for him to accept the other deals on the
mm,
table.
they're really not pushing to for him to accept no deals. Like they didn't even the club didn't even accept a deal from Al Nassr. Like Al Nassr made a bid for him. They made it public, and they tried to talk to the player, and the club never tell Anthony to have a discussion on that. You know what I mean? A lot of journalists are pushing this rhetoric that these players refusing deals and they're not this and that's not true. Really not true.
So what
You
about
know what I mean?
Sancho then? Because
Well, Sancho is being a brat. Like that's the one. Him and Garnacho, they are the ones that causing problems because the two of them, they only want they one of them wanted to hold out for Dortmund, who not even trying to buy him. Yeah, the other one, all of a sudden, he only want to go to play for Chelsea, and it's difficult for the two of them. Now, Chelsea interested. Chelsea's going to pay 40 million pounds for Garnacho. That is fine. But with Sancho, really any club really trying to pay money for him. Dortmund, Chelsea would rather pay 5 million pounds and get rid of him. You understand? So
I,
it's for me is Sancho is really the problem. And while great one saying Sancho not going anywhere, well, brother, I have another thing for you coming because the manager and the club has made it clear that if Sancho is here past the transfer window, he will be watching football and not playing any. So he could be here. He won't even be part of the team. He won't even be allowed. He's still not allowed in Carrington. He's unable to set foot in that brand new Carrington facility. Unable to set foot there. There are one or two other players allowed to train there, but he is not. So
do
it's
you
going to
know
be a
what's
difficult
funny?
one.
It,
Hmm?
like, there's some players, yeah, they just kind of astound me because Sancho was basically showing us his true colors. He never really cared about football. Yeah, I'm good at football, but he didn't really care about football. Yeah, he cares about the paper. That's why he ain't got no
Exactly.
club yet. He purely cares. So he would rather sacrifice 1 year of his career, not play no football whatsoever, in order just to pick up that check. It's nasty work. At the end of the day, big up to him anyway, yeah. I
Shout
think
outs,
for
bro.
me, especially at his young age, yeah, me personally, I just think he's let himself down. I think the people that are around him have let him down also. I think the people that are advising him in his camp have let him down also. Because at the end of the day, yeah, money, all money is not good money. And
Brother.
the notion that you can sit on the bench and yes, you're by your level of standard in the game, you're getting pretty high wages. But at the end of the day, you get paid wherever you play, regardless. So
Exactly.
sit? Why sit in in not even in the back of the classroom? Yeah, in the porta potty in another building that ain't Carrington Like, what's the point? You just flipping get your act together, go play football. Maybe you can get yourself into the
Bro,
national team setup or something,
bro, get
and then
yourself in
you.
one national team. He banned from England, King. He banned for he will never get selected for England again, broski.
No, I'm not talking about England. Go and play for somewhere else. But I'm just saying, yeah,
Bro,
get your career back
he
on track. Get yourself into a national setup, and you'll be okay. But what you want to do is you don't want to play football. You want to sit on your ass playing PlayStation and collecting a big check. Yeah, is where's the hunger, bro? Where is
lazy,
the
bro.
hunger?
Bro, I would love for him to come and play for Trinidad because he's eligible to play for Trinidad, bro. But man like Sancho will never set foot in brand new Carrington because of his attitude. He has
Which
only himself
manager?
to
Was it
blame.
Ten Hag? Was it Ten Hag? I think it was Ten Hag
Yeah,
that
it was
said
Ten
that he's
Hag. Ten Hag
lazy.
paid 300,000 out of his pocket to send him to on a 3 month vacation where he was able to train and proper nutrition and get himself back up to competitive standard. Out of his own pocket, not even
and,
out of
and
Man
and
United
then he
money,
threw
boy.
it back in his face. Yeah,
Exactly,
I
bro.
don't
And then
like
when
these type of
people, when
characters.
people, people had the gall to say Ten Hag, this Sancho, bro. When a coach dude go to these lengths for you, you supposed to show him that respect, bro. You're supposed to back that manager. And this way, you know this guy allegiance is to himself alone. He ain't even allegiance to Chelsea, his favorite club in the world, offer him 180,000 per week, and he said, "Nah, I want 300K.
That's
Pay up."
crazy.
And that's your favorite, that's your boyhood club where you claim you're a fan all your life. And you don't want to
No,
accept 100K to 80K to play for them? But Ed,
that's
listen, yeah.
crazy.
Everybody in this camp who on a payroll need to be fired. Yeah, they need to be fired. And let me tell you something, bro. And I'm saying this to Jadon Sancho, bro. Not that I care if you're listening, bro, because I realize you're a man hard-headed. Yeah. But if you have any ounce of Trini in your blood, know what the right thing is to do, broski. Yeah? Get yourself a brand new team because that team don't like you, King, because you never going to be the greatest, one of the greatest footballers again. The moment you miss a year of football, bro, you will be exiled. You will not be talked about, bro. Yeah? And you will be a has-been. At 25 years old, a has-been. Broski, you respect yourself and your family last name? You can't. I telling you, bro, as a Trini, you have no heart in you, bro. Yeah? You have nothing good in you, broski. Because, bro, you might have talent on it, but you're an empty shell, King. Because you're showing it today, bro. You're showing it every single day that you don't accept that deal for a club. Because, broski, you get into this career to play football. Making money is a byproduct. You're supposed to want to be one of the best footballers in the world. Where has that dream gone? Or is it dead? I don't know. But, bro, to me, you seem lost. And you ain't trying to seek the right help because you want everybody to tell you that you're great, you're amazing, and you're awesome, but you're really not, King. 'Cause if you were, Chelsea would have paid you 300K a week, though. Talk about that. Yeah? Talk about that, bro. That we had to talk about. All that nice to all that fancy talk and this talk, and you're pouring all these messages here and all these messages there. Why Chelsea didn't pay you what you was asking for? They didn't even raise the offer, bro, to 200 something. 180K was the limit, bro. Yeah. That defines you, Jadon Sancho. You like the dog with a bone over a lake, bro. You had everything in your hand at Man United. And you look down in the well and you see a reflection and you say, what a bone too. And you drop the bone in your mouth and you can't swim. Yeah. Shout outs to you, bro. You get my Joker of the Year award for the second year running, broski. Big up to you. Luan, are you okay? Hope you're okay, Luan. I heard you just get out of the hospital. I just saw that there. But all condolences, and we hope that you get well soon. Shout outs to Luan, everyone. Luan is a big member of the channel and a mod here. You know what I mean? Hopefully she gets well soon.
Yeah,
John
big up to
O'Connell
the one.
says no, no Dom. Yeah. Sancho's best game, bro. Sancho best games was in Dortmund. He had a few good games for Man United, but that's been years ago. Yeah. All the freedom fighters could go, Rikal. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Yeah. I see this thing. I don't know about you guys, yeah, but I mightn't be English. Yeah? I got a little Trinidadian, but I could tell you this. A man, take the God out his thoughts to say, he freeing himself from Manchester United. He never deserved to be here in the first place. He didn't know what was good for him. Yeah, you are the pinnacle, and you thinking that it's not good enough. Maybe you not good enough, guys. Some of these players think too highly of themselves and they don't achieve anything in the game. You know what I mean? If you win a Prem and you're playing in the Prem 3 to 5 or more seasons, yeah, you're not as good as you really think you is. Trust me, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you Trini now and great one. Shout out to you. But I could tell you something, Rio Cardines just win a charity shield with Crystal Palace at 19 years old. Another Trini playing. You'll see plenty in the season. He playing right wing back. So let me know what you think about him. He look like a fella he ready to work hard. Not like Sancho. Sancho ready for the good life right now. Had to go on a tirade about this guy, bro. He pissing more for the longest while, bro. And a lot of people finding all kind of excuses to make about Sancho and bring back Sancho, bro. I don't understand fans, bro. A man can't disrespect my club and then come and kick ball for my club. My club bigger than every single footballer that playing for it. I being honest. Yeah. So bond them. Well, John O'Connell is a difficult one. You know what I mean? We did have a meeting with Onana to tell him that, he has to go. But yeah, we are focused on doing the Belieber deal. I don't know why everyone is acting like the Donnarumma thing was nailed on. Donnarumma was an opportunity that presented itself. And while it presented itself, it came at a technically a bad time. Because Man United are focused on the Belieber deal, and Donnarumma is either he going to wait for United or not. And that's the point blank period. You know what I mean? And honestly, bro, I would love to have Donnarumma. He's 10,000 levels better than Onana. And he will definitely put a check on the defense. But what I can say is that, if he doesn't wait 48 hours at least before he makes a decision, yeah, we're probably looking at Saint Lamens. So, I don't think Onana will be entirely the starting goalkeeper next season. If we do get Saint Lamens, I think definitely, Onana will be phased out by January. Or if he have poor performances in the league, it could happen sooner. Who? Who Martinez from Fulham, bro? What you talking about? Aston Villa? Bro, you don't watch football, or Martinez is the worst goalkeeper in Europe, bro. He has the most mistakes that led to goals of any goalkeeper for the last 2 seasons in the Premier League and in Europe in general. So that means you go and start the season off with a minus 23 goal average. Because that's the average amount of goals he will concede from mistakes that he makes during games. He's done 26 last season and he's done 27 the season before. So it's rather interesting that you would rather a goalkeeper who makes mistakes that lead to goals over dealing with Onana, who, if we possibly score 2 to 3 goals, he might let in one, and then we could just drop that defense. Brother, Martinez is rubbish. I don't why you guys like these kind of players, bro. These kind of players that is still a living. That's just, all talk,
I think
no
the
actual
issue is,
ability.
I think the issue is, I think some people in the fan base, not all, but some people are going through a phase where because Onana has given them such PTSD, right now it's just anyone but Onana. So I don't believe that Martinez is the goalkeeper, because what will happen is we'll sign him to a 5-year deal and then we'll need a certain amount of years to get rid of him when he proves to not be the guy who we think he is. So I just said, but we're better off waiting until the right keeper comes available and then making headway on that keeper, rather than heading towards a keeper that ain't that great, right? And then we're gonna have to now splash cash on another keeper, and then we're gonna have to find a way to force him out and then get money for
Exactly.
him. It's all sticky and it's long. I ain't
Yeah, but
gonna
look
lie.
at this. Look at this stat here, and I want you all to understand something. Yeah, I man don't rate Onana one bit, guys. Everybody here know I want Onana out since season one. Since he get we knocked out the Champions League, I went gone. I being honest, and I never changed my mind since then. So whether he have good performances or not, I will take back a good performance. But after that, I still want him out when the transfer window open. But I will say this: he was not the reason we were 15th last season. You understand? And to be honest, if we can't get Donnarumma, let me wait for Diogo Costa. Let me just wait. Yeah, for me, I don't know about you guys. I don't like to settle for shit. Yeah, I don't like to settle for because from the time I settle in, I feel like settling for less. You understand? I like I had if I had always feel like I appreciating or I accomplishing because for me, Martinez is settling for what's available. Not even the best option. He's nowhere near the best, the top 10 goalkeepers available in this transfer window or could be available in this transfer window. And let me be honest, I would rather give Bayern there a chance to start this season than have Martinez, than pay 45 million pounds for Martinez, broski. I don't know about you guys, but I rather give he a chance to see if he really rubbish and then sell both of them in January and get two fresh goalkeepers than waste money and then had to get rid of three goalkeepers that don't make sense at the club. Exactly. Exactly, Fred. Fred speaking the English that we talking here. Real talk, if Onana concedes one goal a game and we score two, three goals, we win the league. It's not the keeper. It's over the front line from last season. 100%, Frankie. We all with you here on this because we all talked about the front line lacking goals. And it's not just Hoyland, it's the entire front line. They were young guys. And I keep telling you guys this, we cannot go into a league expecting to compete for a title with a young team. It's surprising that this young team performs well in Europe. But guys, we need experienced guys up front. Getting the likes of Mbomo, getting the likes of Cunha. I know people will look at Sesko as 22, but this is a guy that played 4 years in the Champions League. Yeah, and already score 100 goals in club for club and country, 19 for country, the other 80 for club. And he have Champions League goal, I believe is at least double what Hoyland have in the Champions League. And not only that, is 10 to 20 to 12 more goals than Isak have than Isak. But I try to tell you guys that this young 22-year-old has experience over the last 4 seasons leading the line and scoring goals for his team. Bangers. You understand? So let's just see how the season begins, guys. Because I think we get this midfielder in Carlos Baleba, and I think Man United has a very, very good chance of securing top four next season. I know a lot of people, and even this AI predict that Liverpool will win the league again. Man City will be in second, Arsenal will be in third, and Chelsea will finish fourth. But I'm telling you guys now that AI didn't calculate with Man United signing Baleba. And it didn't calculate with Man United signing Benjamin Sesko. It was calculated a week and a half ago. So these deals were not even in the realm of possibilities. So what I could tell you now is that the gigantic glitch in that system is Manchester United with Benjamin Sesko and Carlos Baleba in the midfield. Guys, I'm not saying we're going to win the league. But I'm telling you, these teams that they think going to finish easily in the top four, they're going to drop lots of points against Man United. Some will drop 3 points, some might drop 6 points, some might drop 4 points against Manchester United. But what I can tell you now is that's going to severely impact some of their finishing positions and, of course, throw off their rhythm in the season. And they will all be facing UCL. So they will not be having one game a week to rest like Manchester United players. So, guys, get ready for this roller coaster this season because it's going to get interesting. And not just the transfer window ending on a high, but it could be Man United season also ended on a high as well. And guys, this is just the update that we had for you today. Shout out to each and every one of you smashing the likes. We smashed past 20 likes today. Thank you so much to all of you joining. I hope we could smash past 50 the next time. But guys, more importantly, don't forget to set those notification bells and set the notifications on your phone directly because YouTube has stopped giving these notifications automatically. So, you may not know when I'm live, but trust me, in the next 24 hours, you will be shocked if you miss my live because you won't get the updates. And if anything breaks, we'll be back. Shout out to my boy Bali Tech in the building. Shout outs to Ray Cal Brown as usual. Big up to Frankie, Glory, Glory, Man United, Sesco CT, or Frankie Sesco, Glory, Glory, Man United CT. Big up to you, my broski. Big up to Amber Betrex as well. Shout outs to Great One. And of course, Fred the Red is always in the building, guys. Shout outs to Luan, and hopefully her friend gets well soon. Shout outs to Monica. Big up to Stephanie Griffith in the building, as always, the MVP of the Man United space. And of course, guys, John O'Connell, Rick Hepner, all of you guys in the building. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And of course, we will be discussing more news. And if you missed it, Man United is about to launch that 100 million bid, 78 million pounds guaranteed, 22 million pounds in add-ons. It's going to be a record fee an historically record fee for African players in European football, as it will make Carlos Baleba the most expensive African player ever paid for in the history of football. So let's see if that bid lands. And I can tell you, this is going to be the second bid. The first bid was unofficially 65 million pounds, but with 25 million in add-ons, but it was rebuffed. Now we're moving up to 78 million pounds plus 22 in add-ons. Let's see if this definitely gets Brighton on the hook. Shout out to Isaac Jalal in the building. Shout out to everyone else. Big up to Stephanie Griffith again. Shout out to my brother Bali Tech. Thank you for joining, broski. And we out.